Usually when people ask me who am I'm quite clueless. So I look around for clue to speak. I look into the eyes of people and then something comes up. So when Nidhi was sharing a story in a beautiful timeline, so I will simply tell you in the format of a timeline. Because when I'm alone, usually when I say this is I am, nothing comes. I'm just like these stones, this river, this roof, everything. Uh, but because I had to tell a story, so I will share a little bit the chronology of my life. I was born in Allahabad, but my family is from Haryana. So first 14 years of my life, I grew up in a village in Haryana. Studied in a government school. The school was such that in a science exam, if you make the best hookah, because science teacher used to smoke hookah, whoever will make the best hookah will get the best marks. So that was my beginning of the life. Uh, I didn't have parents at a very early age. I lost my parents. So I always used to watch a lot of movies. In that time, the VCR were there. So my initial teachers were movies, and whenever I wanted to look at the clues, ki what to do next, I will watch a movie and get one hint or another. Somehow I was very good in mathematics. I was better than teachers most of the time, and I was pretty arrogant about it. So I got a good scholarship, went into a good school, then went into a very good college in DU, St. Stephen College, you might have heard of. Uh, then I went to study in TIS. Jyoti is my classmate. Uh, then I got a very good job also. I was working with Gates Foundation. And wherever I have been, I have enjoyed it. I have learned a lot from all these places. At the same time, I had no seeking or whatsoever, never had the seeking for God, never had the seeking for truth. But there is something I always felt, that there's more to life. That I'm not, just because I'm good at math, I don't have to be an engineer. Just because I can write good, I don't have to be a writer. I can be so much more. So this longing that I am much more than this job made me leave my job. I didn't know what to do. Like, okay, job, you have to leave. That was for certain. But what to do then? I had some friends in TIS, like, who were very cool, who have read a lot of books. They would talk about, all these great philosophers. And I was mostly clueless. I was a science student. So I thought, oh, maybe that is my reference point to begin. I will start reading. So I bought books worth 60, 70,000 rupees. And I had this beautiful plan that I would go to Andaman Islands and read all these books, maybe drink a beer, walk on the beach. Maybe I will get a nice girl also there. All this was going on. But, life is interesting. Life has its own flow chart. I was sitting in college campus with a friend, and he was hosting three French guys who were cycling from Bombay to Delhi, uh, and they were leaving next morning. I used to travel that time also, so they needed some help in planning the route map. Meanwhile, I was telling them, I had this thought, oh, this is tough, and you had never done anything tough in life. I mean, if people look at my life, it will appear very tough. A guy who didn't have parents, who had so much loans, uh, who worked hard all his life, it appears tough. But I knew that I have not really done anything that has really challenged core of me. So I thought, oh, this is tough. Maybe I should do this. But I did not have a bicycle. So with the help of a friend, I stole a bicycle from college. It was bad bicycle. It was rusting there for maybe last 10, 12 years near admin section. Uh, so I stole the bicycle until 2 in the night. I fixed it. We changed everything with the help of one Sardarji. And next morning, I left with those guys. And very first day, we ended up cycling almost 200 kilometers. And after, if you are not a cyclist and you ride a normal bicycle, your butt will swallow, that was the condition. Meanwhile, in half of the journey, these friends they gave up. They said, "Oh, our visa is expiring." Basically, they were very tired, so they took a train from Udaipur. But somehow, I continued, and then I ended up cycling through Jodhpur, Jaisalmer, and finished my journey in Delhi. Soon after, back in 2015, I think there was a big earthquake in Nepal. We all have heard of it. It was massive. Uh, like Nepal was almost, devastated completely. I went there for relief work. For 1.5 months, I was there. I was there to help people, but then I fell from a 40 feet high cliff, and this nose of mine, like it broke like that, and I could not even breathe. Like I had to go through 3 major surgeries. In this little nose, I had more than 20 stitches. And for 80 plus days, I was simply lying down in Savasana, looking at the roof. Because if I turn right, the blood will come out. If I turn left, the blood will come out. If a friend has come to ask how you are doing, and friends want to entertain you, so they will tell you a joke so that you can laugh. So every time I would laugh, the blood will ooze out. That was the condition. So for 80 plus days, all I could do was watch the movie of my life on the roof. Roof became the projector, and whatever angle you can see from the life, I saw my life from all the angles. And then I realized how I have lived so far. And until that time, all I was doing to, make it to the world. But now I have made into the world. I have gone to a good college. I have a good job. And this is not enough. Now what? So then I remember that this last bicycle journey I had, I experienced something which all these things did not give me. There was a lot of freedom in that being under the sky. And there was a lot of life I felt that I'm alive. So then I made this promise to myself: the moment I'm able to breathe, I'm going to honor this breath. So that was the only goal of my life in that moment, that I am going to honor every breath I have from this moment. So the moment stitches were removed, I left for another journey. And for almost 2-3 years, I cycled across the country. A lot of stories happen when you travel. So that time I was using somebody else's bicycle, a friend's bicycle. Then he asked his bicycle back. Meanwhile, I have exhausted all my money. So now what? You don't have a bicycle, you don't have money. Then a friend from Kashi, he called and said, "Baba, Kashi is calling you." My friends call me Baba. And Kashi is a place in India where they say you go when it is your last time. And I'm like, no, Kashi is not calling me. I have a lot of life to live. But I used to take breaks in Bombay when I'm not traveling. But Bombay felt very suffocating after all these journeys. We say that, we should drink filtered water, but to me it was stinking, because once you are habitual of drinking fresh water from the rivers, that water tastes dead. The food, these fine dining don't feel very nice. Like, you had these dreams as a child, but now it just does not make sense. Like, it feels very dead. So now what? So then I thought maybe I should go to mountains where the air and water is still good, because in plains everything is extremely polluted everywhere. So that moment, the priority of my life became that water and air has to be fresh. I can adjust with everything, but not with these two things. Um, so I thought I should go to mountains. Then I thought of what route I should take. So my friend, this Banaras calling came, and then this thought came, oh, maybe I should go to Banaras and then go to Himalaya from that moment. So then I thought of the route map, and then Ganga came into the picture. That Ganga is in Kashi and it is coming from mountains. So if I simply walk with Ganga, I will reach to the mountains. And they say Gangotri is holy, water is holiest, purest. So surely I will get a good water and good air there. So I came to Kashi and started walking with Ganga. So for almost 84 days, it took me to take that walking journey from Banaras, this route all the way. I went to Tapovan, Gomukh Tapovan. I was only 24, 25 that time. And we watch in these movies that somebody takes a journey and he's transformed, right? Like they are a different person. But I was not feeling any different. I was not feeling transformed. Actually, I was having this thought, oh, people go to mountains for a week and they say my life has changed. Am I that dumb that even after walking so long, not much has changed inside you? But a lot was changing. A lot was changing. For example, when I was walking in Uttar Pradesh region, I got a snake bite, and that experience again made me realize that importance of breath. And as a child, I had these idols that people like Einstein. I loved science, so I wanted to be like these people. Uh, but during the journey, I met those simple people who have not even left their village ever in their life. And even now, every day they come into my thoughts in one form or another. Like they became my inspiration. It's funny how we try to define ourselves, but life shows that this is too limited. What the way you see life is very limited. I am going to show you that you are very unlimited. So at every point in my life, life was telling that there's more. And it was not making you restless. It was not making me restless that you are missing something. It was inspiring that you know so little and you can know a lot. It was like humbling. Sometimes we have this, what we call these days, FOMO, fear of missing out. So when you really realize that you don't really know anything and you have not really seen anything, you have not experienced anything, it actually inspires you to go out there and live and learn and play and do all these things. uh, then another 3-4 years I walked, and before COVID, uh, I finished Narmada Parikrama. There's a river in central India, Narmada. So since thousands of years, people have been walking around that river. It's almost 3,500 kilometer long walk. So another question, for example, people ask me, oh, you are taking all these journeys. What about finances? What about, all these, like you are not contributing anything. People have their own ideas. Basically, they are suppressing themselves by saying that you are useless. But one thing I've realized across this lifespan I have lived, when you are simply doing you, you are the greatest asset to yourself and to the society. Because the kind of things I can contribute, they are not limited to my family. Like now I can, for example, sit with you and share so much, which otherwise I could not have had. And people ask how to find the passion. I have found so many passions. Like I can write now, I can tell stories, and I can do so many things. But if I would have simply stuck to that individual career path, I would have been that only. There's no harm into that, but I would not have been happy. But when you really allow yourself to be exposed to this moment, you will realize all the talents you have, and you will also find ways to nourish them. So before COVID, this thought came that now I'm ready to write a book. So I did some small course in this Shivananda Ashram in Rishikesh. So I thought that that is the place I should go and write a book. I had one of my teachers there. I really love him. So I wrote him a mail that I want to write a book, and in return, you can give me whatever work I need to do. I will do that work. So they allowed me. But again, life has its own ways to shatter every plan you have. So the day I got there, I was given the service of taking care of sick people. So for next 18 months, I slept in AIIMS Rishikesh. Evening I was going, and morning I used to come. Like people were sick, like somebody had some pacemaker implant, somebody had some heart surgery, like these monks service basically. So I could not write a word. And people go to purify themselves in ashram. I was stinking of hospital. But those 18 months of doing this service, and it was not selfless. It was not. I was not finding anything holy into it. It was quite annoying. It was quite irritating. It will make me so much angry that why the hell I am doing this. Like for example, if somebody you are cleaning somebody's shit and they are spitting on you, old people can do anything when they are sick. They get very restless. So all these things were happening. But I realized at the same time it was doing something to me which not even these journeys did. Like they taught me something which these books and colleges and nothing could have taught. And then the COVID happened. So when COVID happened, first time in my life I had this thought I want to study. And it was not to become cool, because that few years back, that wanting to know the philosopher, it was just to become cool. But this time it was not to become cool. There was a sincere longing. And the moment I had this longing, I went to my teacher. I used to go to him every day, sit with him for 2-3 hours without really asking him anything. Same day he told me that he is going to teach scriptures. So for next 3 almost 2.5 years, I studied Upanishads under him. And then when study was over, COVID was also over that time. Another thought came, now your time in ashram is over. It is whatever you have learned, whatever you are supposed to learn, now you experiment with it. You really understand it deep inside you. You try to verify it. So then I went on another journey. There's a river called Kaveri River. Because I went to South because I did not want to speak. And I don't know any South Indian language. So that is why Kaveri was chosen. So for almost 6-7 months, I was walking with Kaveri. Meanwhile, during the journey, 2-3 months, I stayed with a monk, studied Bhagavad Gita on an island. And then after the walk was finished, finally I wrote the book, which I'm possibly going to publish next year. And why I am part of this retreat? Because I have spent a lot of time on the banks of Ganga, and it has been my greatest teacher. In what ways? I don't want to tell you, because telling will not do the job. Telling will satisfy you, and that is not good. Whenever we go to such an entity, a river, especially river like Ganga, where so many people have been there, and Himalaya, there's a lot in the air of these mountains. And if we somehow are able to be there without talking, without asking, without meditating, just being there, they will reveal themselves to you. 6 days is not enough, but 6 days is just to give you a glimpse, to show you that these are the banks you can come and sit, like to show you certain places you can be, and you can come here again on your own. Like, our idea is not to transform you, not to give you God, not to, but just to give you little hints that when you go back, this is what you can do. And whenever you have time, you can come to these places and spend time on your own and just learn from the river, learn from the mountain, learn from your own heart, from your own breath. Because that is how I have learned everything I have learned. Like, I owe everything to this river. So whoever will come here will make my heart happy. We all want to show what we know the best. So I know this river, like, for me, she is the best person in my life. So I would like everybody to meet her. So that is my intention for you guys to bring here. And that's it.